update that. Day 63 chat. All right. Alrighty. What is up? Okay, let me just put this on real quick, chat. Sorry. What is up, chat? Today is day 63 of day trading live NASDAQ futures. I am just about to, I just got into a trade before I started the stream. And I'm just recording it now, and I'm almost passing this one now. This one evaluation, this zero evaluation on alpha futures. We'll see how this trade quickly plays out before I run into the recap of the day. I actually have a bit of an update. I've traded a few times today. Yeah, I think that should be enough. I actually didn't know what the balance was prior to the start of this trade. Hopefully that's right. Okay. Time the stop loss there. Coming down. See if I can buy up 5 there. Still respecting my entry. Alright, chat. Still bullish here. We have just respected the 15-minute protected low. That's why I'm taking a quick long scalp in here. We'll see how the trade plays out, and I'll do a recap. So essentially, I've actually traded all day today, realistically speaking, in the Asian session, and not the London session, but pretty much the Asian Sydney session. So I actually, unfortunately, failed my 50k funded challenge, 50k challenge with Alpha Futures, and I still have this 100k funded challenge to go. So that's where I'm seeing at now. It's the challenge that I got right now. I'm just gonna hopefully see if this trade plays out. I think I passed this account if it, yeah, I believe I would pass this account if it passes. 6% is a profit target on the 100k challenges with Alpha Futures. So at the moment I'm at 5% before the start of this trade, 5% profit. And so closing this trade out, once it hits, it should be about 6%, including fees and whatnot. So yes, we shall see how this fares out. We're almost there. Come on, just 5 seconds, 4 more seconds. Go on. Here we go. Getting closer. Let's look at the 100 tick. Just a little bit more, chat. Oh my days. Traversing. Oh my days. Let me just space this out just below this one here. Wow, look at that. I was only a couple points off. Literally $1 off, 1 point off from TP. And that could have been my error for not adjusting my TP correctly. Yeah, if I had fixed my TP correctly, it would have hit. I only needed less than 1,000, but it was at 1,100. So that was my mistake. We shall see how this trade continues. It looks like it is reversing quite sharply here. Right now, I'm just gonna quickly have a look at the actual execution. Chart execution I entered, as you can see, 45 micro contracts here at this point here. Blimey, looks like it is reversing, chat. We want it to hold. What is the 100 tick saying? This was a bit of a rush kind of entry, not gonna lie. I just saw that there was an opportunity to, if you have a look here on the 15-minute, this is what I saw, respecting this protected low. respected here and respected here, and so it came back and retested it and it respected yet again. So I was looking for a long, and I think as long as I'm a bit more patient, there's 7 minutes left on this 15-minute candle close. I don't think it's going to come down, realistically speaking. If we just sort of zoom out, as you can see, let me just close the preference, the executions. If we have a look here, holistically speaking, the recent break of structure on the 3-minute was a bullish break of structure with a protected high and protected low. Oh, sorry, this is a 15. This is a 3-minute pro trend continuation. I'm doing a bit of a quick scalp on the lower time frame. So yeah, we're gonna see if this one hits. I really want to go into the trade recap. I'm just waiting for this trade to play out, chat. It's really choppy around this area, guys. What's the 5-minute saying? It's still the 5-minute. Yeah, my stop loss is below the previous 5-minute candles, which means it's still sort of trending in this direction. Hasn't sort of swept it yet, so we'll keep this. There's 1 minute left. Yep, this looks like this might be it. 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. I'm just going to keep an eye on this 5-minute candle here. And yeah, if this one hits, we will pass our 100k zero eval on alpha futures in 2 days. So that is the goal here. As you can see, 2 days will be, I don't think they have a minimum days that you have to hit, so that will be good. This actually might be better. This view looks a bit better, a bit more zoomed in, doesn't it, chat? A bit more zoomed in. Also, does speaking like this sound better? I'll check later, check the stream later. Okay, 18 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Ten seconds left, it's coming down. Alright. We shall see. I believe it's still bullish, hopefully. 15 minutes. Still 4 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. I feel like this is just creating the bottom wick at the first on the 5-minute. So we've just created the bottom wick for a continuation push up. Because realistically speaking, we have now a weak high for price to target. Because this leg here failed. Let's see, what's the best? Maybe this thing. This leg here. Wow. This leg here failed to break through. He's coming down. Okay. Well, that one closed out for a loss, which is fine. Quite unfortunate. I guess I wasn't paying attention too closely to the TP and the profit target, so I needed a bit more than, well, I just didn't have my stop loss appropriated, or my take profit appropriated. Looks like it could be shooting down now. What's it saying? 5 minute. What's the 15 minute saying? Is it going to break through? What's the 30 minutes saying? 2 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. Are we continuing? Are we coming down? Okay, well, looks like it's continuously going down, so I'm just going to wait for a better price action or a better trade to take. But anyways, let's go over today's trades, chat. So first trade of the day. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to flick to the 3 minutes because it's the most sort of relative section. So if we just look at this, chat, so this is coming from yesterday's. So price made a 15-minute breakup structure bearish. 15-minute breakup structure, protected high. 15-minute protected low into the 4-hour internal protected low. See, as you can see here, this line here, this dotted line here is the 4-hour internal protected low. If we go to the 4-hour, this is the 4-hour right now. We can see, ooh, how do I hide all these? Anyways, I don't know. How do I hide them? I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, this is a 4-hour chart. There's an internal protected low here. Price came down on the 15-minute breaker structure, respected this 4-hour protected low. If you watched yesterday's stream, you would have seen I've taken a couple of trades, hit some winners there. Anyways, going into Asian session today, there was a bit of a breaker structure recently on the 3-minute. As you can see, as price had come down bearish, and now it's internally bullish. So it's on the way up, and internally you can see this breaker structure, protected low, protected high. So in this area here, it's on the way up, and we can look for longs. Now obviously, ideally, longs would just be more valid in this bottom half, this discounted version. So when price sort of came into about the 50% mark of this channel, I took a long here. Now there were a couple longs. There were a couple longs at this internal protected low on the 3-minute. I took a long here that eventually broke even. It did run my way quite well, but then I didn't take profit. I aimed for that internal protected high, didn't hit it, broke me out. Small loss, that's fine. Took another long continuation here. That one closed me out, and then I sort of just took a break. And then anyways, there was a sort of this internal break of structure. So this internal break, IB we call that. So this internal break of structure created this internal protected low. And I took a long back up here. Now actually this long, I really wanted to take it up. You know, I could have sat here and watched the 5-minute. I could have sat here and watched the 5-minute to effectively trail my stop loss properly and really monitor it a bit better. But the problem was I had to go to the toilet. So I had to go to the toilet, I had to poop, so I couldn't trail my stop loss. I would have hit this, it would have passed my challenge, but that's all right. So one small loss, one 3.92 risk reward taken. I had another counter trend trade at this 3-minute protected high. I took a short here, hit that at the internal protected low one. I tried to take another little internal pro trend because now this is bearish. I tried to take a continuation, internal protected high, internal protected high here. Try to take a continuation down to this internal protected low. As you can see, pretty valid trade, but I didn't realize we developed this trend line inducement or this trend line liquidity, so I respected that trend line and it continued up, so didn't pay attention to that. Anyways, price came back up to this protected high. This is the perfect counter trend opportunity. You've got the perfect touch here, inducement here, and then the second touch, and that's my criteria for a counter trend trade. Usually I take it at protected structure areas, like external protected structure areas. For example, if this all happened up here, or if this all happened up over here, then that would have been a lot more valid, but it still worked in here, which is fine. So I took that 6.73 risk reward here. And then the latest trade, as you can see, it was a bit of a rush trade down here, which I lost. So yeah, that was it. And just to show that the trades were taken, I'll open up the chart executions on my alpha futures. So you can see here, I longed a few more times, and then I closed out. I longed here and I closed out. Now these all these trades in between were essentially the same thing. Like I just sort of got closed out very slightly here, and I re-entered back in, and I just averaged out to this sort of trade. It was the same sort of setup, same stuff here. And then as you can see here, I took a long at this one, immediately closed out because the it immediately shot down, hit my stop loss, and I re-entered here, and then I hit this W. So I scaled in. As you can see, I took profits along the way. Yep, that's it. And I shorted here, took profit. Shorted here, lost. Shorted here. As you can see, I shorted. I took profit because this candle here, it broke me even, and then I entered again. So I pretty much include this as one whole trade. Same stop loss parameters, and as you can see, I hit TP here. At this is 232,950, around that, yeah, 32950, around here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And so we've got this trade here, kind of loading at the moment. It's kind of just being a bit scared at the moment. I don't know whether I should take a. You know what? I think I will. I'll do a 35 micro buy. We'll see if it breaks through this or respects it on the 3 minute. Let's give it a bit of time. Oh well. 35 seconds left on the 1 minute. Okay, I think that's good. Take an entry there. I'm gonna risk about 500. About 500. Okay, it's coming down a bit, so I'm just gonna expand this a little bit. 10 seconds left on this candle, respecting this protected low. I'm scaling 15 micros. Okay, I'm happy with this trade. So I'll sit here. I might take this to this internal protected high here. Okay, chat. So I'll take a long here. And now I'm gonna cycle to the 3 minute. 1 second, let me just set that up. Long here. I want to take it to this sort of internal protected high. This area here, IPH, as we've got this protected low. I'm gonna close away my chart executions. Oh, don't even worry. Damn. Oh yeah, look, I didn't even really cover the protected low. It should be, the entry should be a bit of a better here. If it comes down more. Comes down more here. Okay, that's right. There you go. That's a better trade there. And the protected low should cover just outside of my stop loss should just cover just outside the protected low. That's a lot better, and I like this entry here. So look, I can just sort of, if I wanted to, change the entry here, and that is the stop loss there. That's that's a better trade, you know. That's stop loss is outside of the protected structure. Look at this one. This one just closed out too quickly. That was a bit silly. And now I'm just going to expand this as it's sort of impulsing quite heavily on the time frame here. I'm just going to watch this 3 minute, 2 minutes left. What's the 5 minute saying? Okay, 5 minutes respected this protected low yet again. but is it going to create a higher internal candle? 3 minutes left. Going straight back down. Straight back down. Minute and a half left on this candle, not 3 minute candle. Yeah, so we shall see how this trade fares out. This is my first time doing alpha futures challenges, by the way, chat. I had exhausted all my Topstep challenges for the month. Blew through them, so not the greatest, but we continue. Okay, I mean the 1 minute is looking quite bullish at the moment. It's respecting it, hasn't closed through. Okay, this is bullish. This is good. 3 minutes looking bullish. I like to keep an eye on how the wicks of the previous sort of candles are doing. What color should I choose? Not red, maybe yellow. Green? Yeah, green. Maybe the text should also be green. Like a dark green there, and it should be in this middle. There you go. Nah. No, we need something else. Blue. Light blue. Nah, too light. Something like that. How's that? Does it stick out? Should we increase the thickness? Yeah. All right. So now we have a little barometer, or like a, sorry, not barometer. We have like a little indicator of seeing the last sort of wick, and I will trail my stop loss to below that on the 5 minutes specifically. I like the 5 minute as an indication of trend continuation. As you can see, like if we take this one back, hold on, let me just adjust this a little bit. As I have a little chat, I would just like to chat. Might take off a little bit just to be safe here. I'm gonna sell 10. Keep it as is. Anyways, on the 5 minutes, so if we look at this trade here, and this is why I like trailing the stop loss to the previous two second last candles. So if I just trailing stop loss trail, let's save that as that. So if I took the stop loss trail and I always added the stop loss trail to the bottom of the wick 2 candles prior, except for this one rule, which is, you know, if it happens to watch. So if let's say price was sitting here and it's going up, I would trail my stop loss to this one here. Now as price closes on this candle, I will trail my stop loss to this one here. As it goes up here, I will trail my stop loss to this one here. See what I'm saying? Price goes up again, I trail my stop loss here. Price goes up again, I trail my stop loss here. Again, to the one, it's always the one, it's the second one, it's not the most recent one, it's the one before that. So price closes up here, I'm moving my stop loss, I'm moving my stop loss here. And now as price closes up here, I've moved my stop loss up here. Price closes up there, so I'm moving my stop loss here, this is good. Price closes there. I'll move my stop loss here. Now, in this case, because price has closed below the most recent candle, I am not going to move it to there. I'm just going to keep it at this lowest peak because, yeah, as you can see, if I close it up there, it would have just immediately taken me out. So now price has continued to move up. I'm not going to move it up here. Okay. I'm just going to wait until this candle closes above. If it closes above, then I'm moving it to the second most recent one. Okay. So there it is like that. And it goes up again. I move it like that. It goes up again. I move it like that. Okay. It goes here. Now, because these two ones are below, I'm not going to move it up. Now, there's a caveat, which is if it is entering a protected structure, it might be just wise for me to, you know, close it at protected structure or even just hit TP here, you know. I'll just hit TP like right there. So that might be something that I'll consider. But yeah, that's my 5-minute trailing stop loss strategy. Let's have a look anyways, 5 minutes here. So as you can see, I had entered here. Where did I enter? I entered here. And currently at the moment, so I could have taken all my TP there, could have. I'm just going to keep it holding in case it continues up. So on this candle here, I would like to, yeah, I'm having my stop loss just, it was previously outside of this protected low, but as you can see, price is moving. And, you know, if I keep it here, it's pretty much the same kind of thing, you know, in my perspective, price, because it's impulsed up, it's valid for me to trail my stop loss, you know, try to keep some of, take some profits off the table, whatnot. But we'll see, price is sort of indecisive right now, but it does look like on the 15-minute, it's definitely losing momentum bearish. There's a lot of bearish momentum exhaustion, so it's not continuously going down. We don't have these massive down candles. So I've got 49 seconds on the 15-minute. Yep, halfway to the 30-minute candle. It's sort of respecting that as well. So it's all good signs, all bullish signs in my opinion. All bullish signs in my opinion. It's respecting the protected low on the 3-minute. Okay, 3-minute protected low is being respected. Yes, there is a bit of a deeper sweep of this point of interest. It's swept here, it's swept here, as you can see, all these just swept it. And yeah, it hasn't completely closed below it yet, but we shall see what happens after this 15-minute candle close. It'll be interesting. See, as you can see, this 15-minute candle close. It's happening 8 seconds. I want to see if it closes bearish or bullish. So that'll be interesting. Okay, close bullish. It's a bullish doji. Let's see what the 5 minutes. So the 5 minute is currently, yeah, now I wouldn't trail my stop loss to this point here, no, because I want to do the candle before that. So I'm going to keep it here, and I'm happy to keep it here. Now my take profit is still the same area. I want to take profit at this internal protected high here. Something like this internal protected high is sort of the area that I am looking to target because it is still bullish. Could just be one of those ones where it slowly moves up, figures itself out. But see, this loss here could have been avoided if I just had waited a bit more for it to come to a better price, risk to reward ratio, you know, and I could cover my stop loss. I got to work on that a bit more. This loss here was completely avoidable if I had taken my profits early because it was such a round trade. And two, you know, that's just like not following my rules at all, realistically speaking, this trade here. So yeah, I need to cut that out. Price is indecisive here now. A lot of indecision. So yeah, we'll just wait for it to play out, chat. Two minutes left on this candle. It's getting a bit indecisive here. Just gonna buy in 10. I'm gonna buy in 5 micros here. In case this holds and it continues up. Which doesn't look like it will. Okay, looks like it's coming down. Okay, this could be a bearish push down, chat. Gonna just buy 5 more. My average price is a bit better. $45 seconds left. We'll see how this 5-minute candle closes. This is a bearish 5-minute candle, to be honest. It looks like it could be coming down, as you can see. Yeah, it looks kind of bearish now. Okay, looks like it's coming up finally, which is good. You know what, chat? I should maybe look at. Okay, look, it's finally getting some momentum now. Let's see what the 5-minute's saying. Okay, the 5-minute still there, still valid. Okay. Bullish. This is bullish, chat. All right, I think that's it, chat. We did it. That's it. So we've just passed our challenge, I believe. So we've hit 6% profit target, and that was the valid trade there. As you can see, it ended up going all the way to our initial take profit, which is the internal protected high. If I had, if I could have taken more profit, or if it was a live account, it would have hit. Learnings, this was a random trade, did not follow plan. This trade here was too tight of a stop loss. The real trade was taking at the protected structure, covering outside of the protected structure, trailing the stop loss effectively, and scaling in when it was coming down to below average price. The potential risk to reward factor there was just too sort of high to pass up. So yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. As you can see in the end, it hit the internal protected high. That would have been a good trade. Internal trade, yeah, any day of the week. As you can see, it's quite clear. Price had to break a structure. It came up, and it's just staying within this yellow and black line, this channel that I've created. Respected here once, and it's respected again. So realistically speaking, chat, you come back into the stream tomorrow, I do have a feeling that price will happily make its merry way up to this sort of protected high here, this little weak swing point that I draw up. So yeah, that is today's trades. Thanks for watching. That was really good. Happy with the turnout for today, chat. So